Episode 7.5.
Here we go.
The fucking battery died on 7, so we're just going to split it in 2.
Poor little guy. You know, he couldn't make it a whole episode, I guess, so...
Yeah, we changed the batteries and everything like last time we used it, but
Yeah.
I guess it's the little engine that fucking couldn't. That's fine. It's just a little...
Did you read that book as a kid?
No.
No?
No.
Dude, that was like...
I know the reference.
That was like my book when
Mine
I
was
a kid.
Goodnight Moon.
Okay, Goodnight Moon.
Goodnight Moon
was-
fucking slapped.
At my parents' house, it was Goodnight Moon. At my grandparents' house, which I spent a lot of time at, it was the little engine that could.
You know what also slaps?
What?
Where the Wild Things Are.
Yeah.
And
you
the
know,
kid is named Max, I'm pretty certain, in that book.
Well, good for you. Because I wasn't
Well.
the biggest fan of that one. They always read it at a zoo camp. I went to zoo camp growing up. You know, it's like a week of like, you just show up at the zoo at fucking 8:30 in the morning. And
Your parents drop you off in the morning groggy,
Yeah.
and then they pick you up chirped up because they had like 4 coolers of wine.
Yeah, no, my
Wine
parents weren't
coolers
cool.
of wine.
They-
Wine coolers.
Yeah, they weren't cool like that. They went to work.
Okay, so they were
Detail.
equally upset when they dropped you off and picked you up.
Yeah, probably more upset.
Yeah.
Just because the camp counselors were so like, I mean, they were trying to wrangle like 30 kids like up a hill at the zoo, you know, to like pick up.
Yeah.
It was by the Arboretum in Portland. But yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah. Well,
Did
it
you-
could have been like, you know, imagine being in Bill Burr's world when he was a kid, when it was just like, yeah, we used to just throw rocks at each other.
Yeah, we threw rocks at cars. We threw rocks at one another.
Yeah.
We threw rocks
Our parents,
at animals.
they didn't really care too much.
They didn't care.
Yeah.
And he put me through a fucking wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how F is for Family was started.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, it's 6 seasons of anger management problems and child abuse.
Child abuse, and then quasi
Being poor.
sentimental moments.
Yeah. Where they're like, well, Jimmy, you did make the basketball team, but we have each other.
Yeah.
An awful family that will never see each other once you're 18.
Yeah.
You know? So
Totally.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
There's some funny moments in the show.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's more like, haha, they're so miserable. And
Yeah.
it's like, this isn't that funny. It's more like,
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's just sad. It's weird. I don't know. I don't like being I don't like watching TV that's like just a huge bummer all the time.
Yeah.
Like that show was kind of a bummer. Or like, I mean, I like Malcolm in the Middle, but then you're just like, oh my God, they're so poor.
they weren't that poor.
I mean, you know, they have
Yeah.
like 18 kids. you know,
Right. Well,
it's
that's their
kinda-
fault, you know.
That's true.
It's not like, you know, I don't feel too bad when it's like you have 5 kids and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Now we can only go to 1 dinner out per week. It's like you're still living better than most people. Like,
Yeah. So for our first topic here,
yep.
what would your death row meal be?
Ooh. Yeah, you know, it'd probably be like just like a giant boat of like sushi.
Just
and
all
like
the sushi?
Just all the sushi and like a bunch of miso soup.
Oh, okay.
And some like chicken like saute and like peanut sauce, even though that's Thai.
Right.
Like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have whatever, right?
Yeah.
What if you get the miso soup and it's like a little too salty? You're like, oh man.
I'd be like, it's my last meal. Fix it. No, I don't. I've
I'll
never
eat the
had,
chair. I'll eat the electric chair.
I've never had miso soup that was too much of anything.
Really? I've definitely had too salty miso from a couple places.
fair
So
enough.
I mean, I don't know.
What is it about Asian appetizers that are better than everything else?
It's true. I
Like
don't
crab
know.
rangoon, chicken saute,
Dude.
pot stickers, spring rolls, fresh wrap.
See, this is the problem with the economy. Is I'm not getting crab rangoon anymore. It's that fucking cream cheese rangoon.
No, you get cream cheese and crab. That's what it is.
Oh, okay. I'm uneducated on the subject.
So if it was,
I'm going to
if I
Panda Express.
bit into a puff pastry that had been deep fried and it was only cream cheese, I'd be equally upset. But no, it's cream cheese and crab.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up what Panda Express is doing because I'm not getting any.
Well,
crab
Panda
in
Express isn't Asian food, really. It's just like
It's
fast
fake Chinese food.
Yeah.
It's like a Chinese family came to the U.S. and was like, "What? How much sugar
It's not
can
bad.
we put in
Look,
this food?"
it's not bad. It's just I wouldn't really consider it like, you know, it's like what
No, it's
Taco
delicious.
Bell is to Mexican food. It's not.
right.
Yeah. There's some similarities, but ultimately not
Right.
that good.
So Japanese food would be your death row meal. I think.
Japanese food,
So
yeah.
mine, if it,
Honestly, no. My death row meal would just be a fuck ton of appetizers.
yeah,
I just love
you just-
appetizers.
Applebee's Anytizers.
Yeah.
At the Alabama Federal Penitentiary in
Yeah.
Talladega.
stepping to the floor, this guy committed arson.
Serial arson.
He killed 15 school children.
He worked for the fire department, and he thought he could get away with it.
Yeah, it's an inside job.
Yeah.
He said, God damn it, I ordered crab rangoon, not cream cheese rangoon, and then he killed 15 people.
Maybe I should be more, assertive about my rangoon.
You should.
Yeah.
You should be like, is this real crab or is this imitation crab? And they're going to be like, it's imitation crab. And you're like, can you do it with real crab?
Yeah. Did a shrimp fry this rice?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're telling me.
You're telling me.
Whoa.
Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. So my death row meal would be a torta from Urban Deli in Monmouth, Oregon.
You're fucking kidding me.
But
with no beans.
with no frijoles.
No frijoles.
But that place doesn't exist anymore. So it would actually be my fiance's, what are they called? My God. Meatball sub.
How did that
Meatball
place
sub.
not take off, by the way? Coyotes was literally right next to it.
Yeah, so there's two dueling Mexican restaurants. One was a piss hole, and the other one was like a pretty nice, wealthy Californian family-owned
Yeah.
place.
It was like,
And
it was
they
clean.
Both prices were great. Like, you couldn't
Yeah.
really compare it. The tacos were tacos.
People
Like,
were friendly.
Yeah. And for some reason, one of these restaurants just folded while the dirtbag fucking,
I think, you know what it is proximity.
Yeah.
I think it was that much closer to campus. And
What?
it was only like 20 feet difference.
Literally 28 feet different.
Yeah.
Like, and one succeeded.
Well, I think it's because people are fucking stupid.
Oh,
and
yeah,
like
yeah,
they
that's
see torta and they're like, that's not burrito. And it's
See-
like the clean place specialized in tortas and the other
Yeah.
place specialized in, well, nothing really, but they did burritos.
They did everything. Yeah. The problem was that Urban Deli place, it started with just tortas. It didn't even have tacos and burritos. And so people were like, I don't know what a Mexican sandwich is all about anyway. I'm
It's
going to
like-
keep getting my crappy egg burrito
Yeah.
at 8:30 in the morning. Like
Yeah.
a psycho.
Okay, this is what I will say about the piss place.
Yeah.
We can just say it. Let's just start calling them by their names. So Coyotes is the piss place.
Yeah.
And Urban Deli, UD, is the torta place.
Yeah.
What I would do at Coyotes is I would order the pinta mix, and it's literally just rice and beans with cheese on top.
Right.
I would just like fish some coins out of the fucking cup holder in my car and get that shit. It was like 75 cents.
Damn.
Perfect breakfast.
Damn.
It was warm. Like you open it up at like 7 in the morning. There's steam
Yeah.
coming off it. There's like a light drizzle because it's fucking fall.
Yeah.
Dude, that's some pretty
I mean,
lit shit right there.
Yeah, I always went for the like carne asada fries. You know, there was always loaded up, guac and all that.
I
So
would just get burritos from there, to be
Yeah.
honest. I'd just get a breakfast burrito. You
Yeah.
can't fuck up a breakfast burrito.
not really.
That's
no.
one of the reasons that I love getting breakfast burritos is because it's just potato, meat, eggs, and cheese. Like, it's not complicated.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, no. So death row meal, it'd definitely be my fiance's meatball subs. They're just
Oh, that's sick.
sometimes I don't know how she does it. She cooks everything great, right? I like all of her recipes,
Mm-hmm.
but for some fucking reason, it's like perfectly toasted bread, perfectly cooked meatballs.
Yeah.
The sauce is all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's just like save it in a plastic Ziploc bag, put it in the fridge, and tomorrow I'll just gulp down
Yeah.
whatever's in that bag.
Meatball sub is a clutch move.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a sandwich chain in Portland. Well, at least there used to be. I don't fucking know anymore. But Kenny and Zook's, you heard of them?
Nope.
They were pretty fucking good. And if you liked meatball subs, they had them down.
Yeah.
But they were expensive at the time. So now it's probably not worth going.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were like, I mean, I remember back in the day, like 2013, it was like $12 for a sub.
Oh, wow.
So now it's
Okay.
probably like $20.
Yeah. Jeez, that's like Quiznos prices. I went to Quiznos recently. It was-
Quizno, thank you. Am I
Yeah.
right, folks? All right. I'll be killing myself at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Tune in on Twitch.
right? I mean, hey, that's how Twitch got big.
That's how Twitch get people killing themselves.
No. That one guy was like, "No, I'm gonna kill myself," and everyone was like, "No, you're not. Come on." And then he did.
Oh,
This
no.
was before it was called Twitch. It was called something else. And
Is that why they named it Twitch? Because his leg was like twitching as he strangled himself to death. All right. Anyways,
it was dark. But
Anyways.
probably not.
Anyways.
but no, that's what like the publicity of that event kind of like started the whole thing.
Gotcha.
Like just live streaming in general was like, oh fuck, something crazy can happen.
Yeah.
And then Twitch got really, really I don't know, regulated about the content.
Yeah.
And they're like, this will never happen again.
Twitch is like now just like a porn site, right?
I
Not a
don't
porn
know.
site, but like softcore where it's just like girls that are like very much basically
See,
naked.
I block any adjacent, not safe for work stuff on my Twitch.
Sure.
So it's just gamers and like
Yeah,
music
good.
and stuff.
Good, yeah.
So I don't know, but I assume. From
I don't
like,
have a Twitch account. I don't plan on getting one.
but
I don't really like watching people play that much.
Yeah, I mean, back when we played World of Warcraft and all that, that was kind of my thing. But if you,
I like watching recaps of streams. I don't
Yeah.
want to tune in at a random point.
yeah, if you got paid to play WoW, what era would you play and what class would you play?
That's a good question. I'd probably do something wacky. I'd be I'd be Pandaren Monk in
Yeah.
Mist of Pandaria.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's probably their like next step after Kata is Mist.
It is, yeah.
So
I haven't actually played for like almost a month now, but
Oh.
I was having a lot of fun with Kata.
yeah,
I just haven't had time. Like when you work Monday through Saturday,
Yeah, that's
it's
a
like,
rough
do I
schedule.
want to play games anytime during the week? No. Do I want
Yeah.
to play Saturday night? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, you're like, no.
Yeah, I just want to relax and
I
fucking
just want to fucking like,
jerk off and
Yeah.
watch TV or something.
Yeah,
Watch
pretty
a
much,
Stupid
yeah.
movie or watch Trailer Park Boys.
exactly.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that. No, I think I would. God, it'd be a tough move because I played Wrath so many times.
Yeah, I don't want
But-
to play it again. I played it so much.
Say I'm getting paid to live stream WoW.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing Wrath and I'm playing like a brand new class, like a
Yeah.
Warlock, because I've never really played a Warlock.
Mhm.
And I'd just be like, okay, yeah. Well, I'll let the viewers decide what I'm up to.
Yeah.
But-
I would say anything from TBC to Panda, I'd play. Really anything.
Yeah, yeah.
And, I'd-
recent stuff, I just can't get down with all the
Yeah.
complexity of the game anymore. you know?
It's really hard if you want to play PvE or PvP, it's like hard. And no
Yeah.
one plays PvP.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I'm
They
kinda surprised by
no one
that.
plays PvP in the modern game.
Wow, I kind of thought that would become like
All the PvPers
all WoW
went back
was.
to the classic iterations
Oh.
because it's just better.
It's more fun.
It's more fun. There's less shit.
Yeah.
and it's more. It's plays like it should.
Yeah.
In the newer versions, it's either like you get one shot or the game lasts for 30 minutes.
Right.
And
Oh,
it's
yuck.
like that's not really good balance. It really goes one way or the other depending on the patch.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I have a hypothetical Reddit comment for you. So you're given $50,000 per day to drive for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing is, if you ever stop driving, you ever miss a day, then you're done. Okay. And in this magic world, the car's not going to break down.
You still have to stop for gas though.
Let's say no. Let's say no stopping for gas. 50,000 a day.
So it is just sitting down. I mean, you get to
You're
like,
sitting at
use
the
the
wheel.
bathroom though, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's say that doesn't cut into the 12 hours, but
Okay.
yeah.
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 Okay.
How do you go about this? Because I have a very simple plan, cooked up.
I would just go for like a month or two and then
Month
just
or two.
retire.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
2 months is about $3 million.
Yeah. I mean, 12 hours is not that long.
True.
It's
We're
really
Americans.
not-
I mean, we're used to driving.
We're used to that, and we're used to 8 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
So I mean, it would be pretty fucking cool too. Like, I would drive across the entirety. I would go from can you take a ferry to Alaska and shit? Does that count? No, that's not really driving.
I
no.
mean, no, not really.
Yeah,
You have
okay,
to be
so
actively moving the
then I would
vehicle.
just drive a big circle from the south of the United States to northern Canada.
No.
Just drive
But
a big
the thing
ring over
is,
and over again.
you have another 12 hours of your day for sleeping.
Yeah.
And then
Can
you
someone
drive
else be in the
12.
car?
I mean, sure, yeah.
Well, then this is dope. I would just be paid to go on a fucking permanent road trip with my girlfriend. That's fucking sick.
Right. But I mean, 12 hours a day. I mean, they're going to get bored of that. I mean, I guess they could.
They're
stay in a
getting
hotel or
paid.
something. You
I mean,
could
if
just
I
go
get
around the
paid
block.
$50,000, essentially we're becoming rich together.
Right.
And,
What kind of car do you get? Like
Ooh.
what do you drive? Because I would probably end up getting something kind of I don't know, big and comfy. I'm not getting a sports car. I'm getting something that actually.
I'm gonna get
nice.
a really lofty luxury SUV
Yeah.
with
for
some
sure.
power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want
Fuck
something
yeah.
high up, just something easy to drive.
Mhm. Something with good clearance so I could go off road if I have to.
Yeah, because day 2 you've got $100,000, so you're like, well, I'm going to just buy.
Yeah, and if it's
A
a,
really
car
nice
that doesn't
car.
really break down, and you don't have to get gas. Honestly, maybe just a big ass truck.
Yeah.
Just like a nice top of the line F-150, and then if you want, you're like, all right, let's go off road.
Yeah,
Let's go in the snow.
with all the little silly, accoutrements. You got the back massager.
Oh
seat,
yeah,
you
this
know,
honestly
'cause
this sounds great. I
Right?
might even go longer than 2 months. Just a permanent road
that's
trip.
what I'm saying. How long do you think you could go
I think I
without
could
missing a day?
without missing a day. Look, accidents happen, let's say I like celebrated too hard and got fucked up or something, and
Right.
I like just was too hungover or something, that would probably be fucked. But I still think I could. It
You
would
don't
have to
want-
be some kind of unforeseen circumstance. Like let's
Yeah.
say that like my parents died or something. Then I'd
Right.
be like,
Right,
okay,
right,
well,
right.
there
Yeah.
goes the end of my streak. But
Yeah. I mean, a funeral's only 2 hours.
ah, there you go.
You know, I mean, you lose a couple hours of sleep and you can still make today work.
Right,
You know?
right.
Maybe you make that part of your route for the day. You're
Just-
like, I'm going to do 8 hours, 2
Oh,
hours at the
man.
funeral, back at it.
Yeah. I mean, I think in theory I could go for quite a while.
Yeah.
Let's say maximum 2 years.
Yeah?
Maximum
Damn.
2 years.
You know,
Because if I get to bring whoever I want in the car, like
yeah.
I could drive for 12 hours, with Kate. We could go wherever we wanted,
Yeah.
relax. I could then drive back. I could be like, all right, Austin, let's go to fucking, the Grand Canyon or some shit. Let's go to
Yeah.
Las Vegas. Like,
Yeah.
let's go to New York. Like, whatever.
See, that seems like the only problem with your scenario is you're driving beyond a 12-hour day.
Of course.
You're like stopping at a hotel on the 12th hour
Sure.
in fucking Fresno,
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, well, I mean, it seems like we could just keep going, or
Does it have to be 12 hours straight, or can you kind of break it up?
No,
Because if you could break it up,
12 hours in a 24-hour period.
Yeah,
from
dude, that's
midnight,
easy.
From midnight to next midnight.
that's light work, bro.
right. I mean, especially like
6 hours, like in the morning, break for a little bit, another 6 there, or just knock out all 12 and then fucking chill.
that's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
saying like, I don't know, get a weird sleep schedule, and because like you're not going to see your family much anyway,
Yeah.
unless that's like kind of the plan.
What? Okay, would a cop be able to stop it? Like if they pulled you over? Let's say you get a DUI.
No, in this scenario, well, yeah, you can
Yeah.
get a DUI for sure.
Okay,
that would probably stop your streak.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you can't hold off drinking for,
Well, or smoking
3
or
hours
doing
a day,
coke
yeah.
or whatever. I mean, truckers,
that's
they
true,
get
that's
fucked
true.
over all the time because they're using like coke and pills and stuff.
That's very true. Yeah, they use stimulants. and
That's
stuff a
why.
lot,
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, you're right. there,
I'd
you're
probably,
right.
dude, if I was driving 12 hours a day, there's a good chance I'd like take up a bad habit of some kind.
Yeah,
taking
like-
like coke or Molly or
I'm
something.
not into like energy drinks, but I might start being, because like I'm gonna have to shit if I'm drinking coffee all day.
Yeah, but you can
you
still
know.
stop. We talked about
This is true. This is
Yeah.
true. Okay. Fair.
I honestly think that it's not that hard. I can't tell you how long that I'd be able to do it because I've never had to do anything like that.
Yeah.
But I could tell you that if it was like, notifications on your phone, like if it was like $50,000 deposited into your bank account, like
Yeah.
after your first day, you'd be like, I'm going to keep fucking doing this until
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. Well, and like the thing is, like you're starting to get generational wealth after 1 month. So
Yeah.
then you're like, oh well, Graham needs to go to the fucking home.
Yeah.
That's another
Let's
day
pay for her retirement.
You know?
Yeah.
That's just one more day.
That's
you
just
know?
one more day.
And then all of a sudden you got some fucking cousin you've never met that's like, well, I'd like to go to college. And you're like, oh, fuck's sake, that's another day.
okay, yeah.
So it just keeps adding up. And then, you're on the road for fucking 10 years. And you're like, oh, I wasted my life,
Well, 10 years
I don't
is
know.
ridiculous.
I don't know.
10 years.
let's do
what
the
was
math
it?
on 10 years.
1.5 per
1.5
year?
per month.
Oh, per month.
18 million a year.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
yeah, I don't. A year is plenty. 18 million is more than enough to retire.
Yeah.
I'll tell
for
you
sure.
why. I mean, I would just invest like probably half of that.
Yeah.
I mean, that includes a property for myself, multiple properties just to have wealth, and then start a couple businesses.
Right. Yeah. So it'd be over 180 million for 10 years.
That's just too much.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah,
That's too much money.
Yeah, could do that. Could do. And
I
plus
think
you'd
I
miss a
think
day
the
somewhere.
most amount of money that I'd ever won is like 30 million.
Yeah.
I think anything after that
That's
is
probably-
like you're
yeah.
just like doing way too much.
That's like you just have whatever you want, like minus like a private jet or something, which is like
Yeah,
You
I
know.
think I mean, a private jet, I think, is like probably 15 million.
I think it's closer to 20 to 50. Like
Okay.
it's, for a decent one.
Okay.
I don't. I mean,
Yeah.
Plus like maintenance and
Sure.
it's like you see all those like rich guys with yachts,
Mhm.
and you're like, oh well, the yacht's only 2 million, and then they're like, well, the crew costs
The crew, yeah.
4 million a year, and then the
Mm-hmm.
maintenance. And you're like, oh fuck, well, you're just throwing money away. Like, I don't want to be on a
As
yacht
long
anyway.
as you're, so that's the, yeah, the rich get richer. So once you have $20 million,
yeah,
you're going to be able to passively generate more than that in a few years.
It's
probably.
a good point. Even with 1.8 from like a month,
Yeah.
you're already like playing the stock market.
Yeah.
You're already like in the S&P, and you're like, well, I'm just making money.
Yeah, you'd
existing.
imagine opening a Roth IRA and putting $2 million into it.
Yeah, they're like
$2 million into
All
a
right.
Roth IRA at age 28. It's like, bro,
yeah,
you're done.
You're good. Yep, that's very true. That's very true. So mine would probably be, 3 months. That's what something like $4 million.
I think that I would happily live on the road for much longer than 3 months. I mean, I don't want to go crazy, but I think 2 years is about right.
Okay.
Because that's like, you could drive to the tip of South America. You could go so far. There's so much you could do.
There's the Darien Gap, though. You can't drive.
You can't be escorted in some way?
No,
because you'd stop driving.
There's no road. There's no actual road from Panama to Colombia.
I thought there was. I guess not. Okay.
No, it's literally just rainforest. Like,
gotcha.
People cross it in motorcycles and on foot. Like, that's all you can do.
Gotcha.
So,
and then a barge would be cheating.
Yeah, a barge would be like, you're not operating a motor vehicle under your own volition or whatever.
Damn.
So,
okay. Well, you could at least go to Central America.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can go pretty far.
You can go pretty fucking far.
It'd be a sick road trip. Plus, there's plenty of spots in Canada and
That's
Alaska,
what I was saying, yeah.
So
I really like Quebec. Have you been to Canada at all?
When I was a young child.
Yeah. It's
opposite
fun.
of a man
I think you and I would have a blast in Montreal in the winter, bro.
Yeah.
It's so nice. They have a comedy festival there. Really good food. There's like the French Connection.
Yeah.
I think you and I both kind of like the snowy city aesthetic.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I love that.
You'd fucking love it. It's dope.
There's some dude with like hot apple cider on the street corner.
Yeah.
And he's like speaking French, and you're like, oh, fucking whatever, frog.
Yeah.
So,
I want to go skiing with you actually too.
Yeah. Honestly, I do want to go skiing. It's just cost prohibitive.
Don't you still have equipment though, right?
No, of course not. I never owned ski equipment.
Threw it away with the Xbox.
No. I never owned ski equipment.
Really?
Yeah, my dad was like one of those guys that had like
only rents.
Well, so he had like all the ski stuff for himself.
Oh.
But then when we went to the mountain, he would like make us rent it, and it was always like
Bastard.
janky ass like boots, and the skis were awful and had been ridden yesterday. So
yeah, okay, that's whack.
Mm-hmm. So I don't have any, dude. I don't have any possessions that aren't like music related or like a couple decorations and clothes.
Yeah,
like
you don't own shit.
Till this day, I don't own much. You know, just because that one period in my life.
Yeah, that's fair. I have a harder time getting rid of things.
Yeah.
I hold sentimental value to my shit.
Yeah, it's more just like I've moved so many times.
You didn't want to deal with it,
like 5 years. That it just wasn't. Every time I move, I just get rid of more stuff.
Yeah,
You just become more of a minimalist, and yeah.
I mean, I could fit everything I own into probably. Well, no, it's the furniture that would fuck me. Everything else is fine. I could fit all the stuff that's not furniture in one car.
Yeah.
The furniture, like if I got into like let's say that like something awful happened, and like let's say Kate died, and I was like, okay, well, I can't feasibly live here anymore by myself. I guess I'll just leave all the furniture.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably what I'd do, because like
So-
I don't need furniture. I need like a table and a chair.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All I had when I moved. So my girlfriend cheated on me, and I moved out. I threw away my Xbox. I threw away
Which I still am like, what?
all
But
my
I get it.
all my kids stuff, like all my school stuff, and I, drove to my mom's house. I had a dresser from Target that's just plastic. I still have it. That's my only piece of furniture that, like, say my fiance died.
Yeah.
Like, I have a bunch of furniture that was hers, but of my stuff, I think it's still just that dresser.
Yeah.
Like, and at the time, I literally put everything I owned in my car.
Yep.
And I just drove to my mom's house.
My dresser downstairs, my dad got me. It's wooden. I think that's the only the dresser downstairs and the table that my computer is on are probably the only two pieces of furniture I'd actually want. I don't really consider these fold-out tables like this one to be furniture. That's easy.
That's just kind of folded up and whatever.
Yeah.
It helps.
It's simple.
Yeah.
But effective.
Yeah. I just never had stuff. I never accumulated my own things. It was always like I was dating somebody and I bought it, but then they took it once I moved away.
I think you'd accumulate more stuff because you kind of went from like you lily padded. You went from relationship to relationship. If you had like an intermediate period where you were renting no, you did do that.
Yeah,
I
didn't
didn't
lived alone
have
for
shit.
2 years,
and you didn't have shit.
I had a bed with a bed frame. I had my dresser. I had a couple pieces of IKEA furniture, but I destroyed most of that furniture before I left. I like literally threw it away, or it just broke trying to get it out of the apartment.
Huh.
Like it was that shitty that I was just like I think I had a folded out table, an IKEA entertainment like a little TV stand, and then a desk, and that was it.
Yeah,
that's all
I'm honestly like
kind
of jealous of the fact that you got to have that 2-year period. It's kind of nice living by yourself for a while.
It was cool, but I definitely went into the alcoholism pretty hard.
Oh,
I had some rough times.
Yeah.
Just being
alone. Right now I'm at the best I've ever been. It's because I can't drink. Like I'm working all the time. You know what I mean? I can't work and drink.
Yeah, I was doing the thing where like I'd get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, get to work at 7, and I would work till 3:30, and then 3:30 rolls around, and you're just like, all right, get a 6 or a beers and maybe finish it.
Yeah. Yep.
Or when I started living there, I was deep in. I was like going to the liquor store, getting like a bunch of whiskey.
I never really fucked with liquor after a certain age. I'd say after I turned about 22, I just stopped drinking liquor.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good time to stop drinking liquor, because it was in the peak of my alcoholism where I...
Wait, that's not true. I completely just lied to you because I was buying fucking handles of Tito's when I moved into the treehouse.
That's true. You literally said that the other day.
No, yeah, that's wrong.
That's
no,
rough.
Let's say 26.
26
so 2 years ago was
okay.
like, I'm done with liquor.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of when I stopped too, because it was... So, funny story. I was at Max's place.
Oh, yeah.
In the mountains. And I was kind of peaking with the alcoholism thing, but I was like trying to stick to beers. And I kind of had a mix, I think, that night. And I went to go pee. And since it's on a mountain, there's all these like little ravines.
Oh, yeah.
And I was peeing, and I went to zip up, and I fell down the ravine.
Yeah.
Just into a blackberry bush.
Yeah.
And no one was really around. Everyone was in the house, and I was
no one even noticed. You could have played it off, but instead you were like,
I was like covered in blood. Like I was like bleeding everywhere. And
I don't remember that. I don't remember you being covered in blood, but anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I tried to clean up a little before I came in, but it was probably like
the sun was still up.
70, 80 yards from the house is where I fell, and I like get myself out of there. There's like thorns all over me. I'm just covered. My head and legs are just covered in blood, and I like walk up to the house, and y'all are just like, what happened? What's going on?
Where were you? Yeah, I was like, why'd you go so far away to pee?
Yeah, and I was like, well, I didn't want to go in the bathroom, and I just fell in the ravine.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, you all right? And you're like, I don't think I'm going to drink. You were like, I don't think I'm going to drink anymore. And I was like, okay. I just like kept drinking.
Yeah, it was rough. I think that the rest of the night I just kind of took it off, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna like lay low, because that was a weird experience. Like it was one of those like you're so drunk that you don't have any recollection of how it happened. You're just now in a ditch.
That's crazy, because I don't even remember that at that point you being that drunk, but maybe it just crept up like really quickly. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like one of those days where when you lived in Rainier, it was like we would just drink PBRs all day. Literally, I think we get 2 cases of beer, and then we killed it in like 2 days. Like I want to say we had 24 beers a piece.
I would say it's entirely possible, but it's probably more like 3 days.
Yeah. But
because I mean, I've only killed a 30 rack to myself once in a day. Like I think I've only done that once where I've killed an entire 30, and it was literally like wake up, drink.
Yeah. Wake up, drink.
Yeah.
Stand up,
drink.
Yeah.
Stand up, ravine.
Stand up, piss, ravine. Yeah. The ravine was the kind of like
the tipping point.
Yeah. Straw that broke it.
So wait, were you just like swaying and you fell, or like did you trip?
No, so I turned around to look back at the house, and I zipped up, and I think I just lost my balance.
Oh, so it was the turn, zip, look combo that threw you off. Yeah,
Yep.
You did too many things at one time.
Yeah. So I just slipped backwards right into a big old thorn bush, and kind of had a moment of like, fuck, okay, now I'm cognizant of what's happening. let's get out. And
Yeah.
it was a struggle.
So you were drinking liquor that night.
I don't remember. I honestly have no idea what I was drinking. It was just, all day.
All I know is any of the times that I've ever like been like, God damn it, what did I do? It was always liquor.
Yeah.
Or like just way too much strong beer.
Yeah.
I've never had a day of regret on just PBR.
Yeah.
That's
same,
why it's like
same.
if you just drink light beer, you're fine. You could
Yeah.
drink it all day.
Yeah.
But if you're drinking like anytime it gets like past like let's say like 7%.
Yeah.
When you're drinking like 9% IPAs and you drink like 12 of them,
Mm-hmm.
you are going to be sloshed.
You're just going to have the worst day the next day.
The hangover is unlike anything else because it's
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's the hop content, but it's like you
no
feel
idea.
so it's like anxious
Mm-hmm.
and depressed. Like even off after days of drinking like 20 PBRs. Like
Yeah.
yes, I'm hungover, but it's almost not
Not
as
the
bad
same
as
thing.
12 IPAs.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember because when I lived alone, especially the first year, I was really depressed. And I would just like drink probably 5 IPAs, like
Yeah.
8% IPAs.
Yeah.
And I would walk to work and it'd be 30 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And I would walk and I wouldn't need a coat.
'Cause
I
you're
was so
still-
overheated from
Yeah.
like the alcohol and like, I don't know,
Yeah.
it was awful. And then you just feel horrible the whole day. And like I'd be driving like for my job and just be like, God damn it. Like,
Yeah.
I need to stop.
I
But
drank a 6-pack of IPAs every day for a good like 5 years.
damn.
A good
That's a long
5
time.
years. Yeah, I would say like it wasn't until I took up my job, my first security job at this
Yeah.
house, that
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I need to wake up early. I can't be drinking those.
Yeah.
And then that was good. And now I'm at the point where I only can drink on like it's literally just Saturday night.
Yeah.
Like, Saturday night is the only night I can drink now. Like
Yeah.
I might have like a couple beers on a Sunday because I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, whatever. But yeah, like the only party night is Saturday night. And honestly, it's good for me. So
yeah. Yeah.
I need to be like occupied.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, like I get into it's not good for me to like let the mind wander. What's the fucking stupid expression?
Idle hands.
Idle
So
hands.
the devil's plaything.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's definitely.
But I also need break time too. Like there's a balance.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
like you got to let loose. You got to let your hair down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It sucks because like I remember hitting that moment where I had like a 2-day hangover. Like the first time I was probably like 29, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh no, like
Yeah.
is this what drink? And like I didn't think I drank that much. I had probably like 7 beers.
Yeah.
The night before, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like I'm still feeling this. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like that headache feeling. It was just off.
Yeah. It's the anxiety and the like dehydration and the
Yeah. You just like kind of feel sick.
you just
now.
feel kind of sick. Yeah.
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 So let's see what other topics we got going on here.
What else do we get?
What's your least favorite sport?
You mean like mainstream sport?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
because I'm not going to be like, oh, Dunkel Cricket, or some stupid
Let's
shit.
say like soccer, hockey, basketball, baseball, football.
Out of all of those,
the big ones.
probably. Wow, it's really tough. I'm going to say hockey.
Hockey, really?
Yeah.
I respect hockey, but
I respect it, but out of
Seems
all
hard
of the
to
ones
watch.
you just named, that's definitely the worst.
okay.
I'd say base. So it goes F hockey, D baseball,
right.
C soccer. Ooh, that's where it gets tough. I'd say football's the best.
Yeah?
Objectively, I think football has to be the best, and then basketball's second best.
Yeah,
I think that's just like basketball is terrific, and I actually like know more about basketball than I do football. But football's just cooler. It's just better.
It really is.
It's just
like,
cooler
as
and
far
better.
as like, and I'm one of those guys that was always kind of a football hater growing up.
Yeah, me
but
too.
I grew up watching it because my dad was
Yeah.
into sports, and I was just like, God damn it, like it is great.
We should
It
play.
is
You know
fun.
what? We should play some versus computer Madden.
Yeah.
I have it on PS4.
I have one of the modern Maddens, like 23 or something.
I have 24.
Yeah.
Or wait, no, 23.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But I have a similar ranking as you, except hockey is definitely like C tier, like
So what's your D? What's your F tier?
baseball.
Yeah.
I fucking hate.
I would say
baseball.
so. I thought about it for a second because I could swap hockey or baseball depending
Right.
on my mood.
Yeah.
Those are both kind of meh for me, but you know what it really is for me? If I was to like watch highlights of either of those,
Yeah.
baseball is way cooler.
Right.
Baseball highlights are sick.
Yeah.
Hockey highlights, I mean, you may see like a crazy shot or handle or something, but I just don't really care as
I mean,
much.
they have fights. That kind of
Yeah, but
brings it
that's
up.
not really a skill highlight. That's more like just, dick measuring.
I just want to see a fight. Like,
Of course,
sometimes, although I'm not really into the UFC. Like, I just don't really care about like actual fighting. Like as a sport, I'm like, it's fine.
Well,
you know?
yeah, there's a difference between watching like two guys that are just mad at each other fight versus people who are trained like killers.
Yeah. It's totally.
It's totally different. I'd much rather watch people who can't fight.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see high schoolers fight.
Yeah, because it's pure emotion.
Yeah. It's those.
And every once in a while, they'll land a good punch, and
Right?
it's like you see them get knocked out or something.
Yeah,
and it's like,
I want to see Cat Williams,
yeah, what you gonna do, little boy?
and he just
Gets wrecked.
immediately.
Yeah,
Not
folded like a lawn chair. Fucking
Exactly.
Cat Williams.
Yeah. So I put baseball at like F because I don't think it should be a sport anymore. I just don't think that it should be. And they're the highest paid. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
Next to baseball is soccer in F because soccer's so boring. Nothing fucking happens. It's way too long. The field's too big.
It's too big.
There's so many improvements.
They
that this
should
game have.
they should pull an Overwatch, cut the team size,
Seriously.
and then shrink the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indoor soccer rules.
Yeah.
Like or something. I don't fucking know.
I want to see it an Olympic street soccer game
Exactly.
where it's like indoor and they're doing like,
we're in the favelas of Brazil, fellas.
oh, dude, that'd be fucking sick. You could like push the guy into like a chain link fence.
Yeah,
like hockey.
Messi
yeah.
has to deal with gun violence.
Yeah, Messi versus yeah,
Yeah, a fucking
Ronaldinho with a
MP5.
machete.
Exactly. So we got soccer, hockey, and baseball, right? Like they're pretty low tier.
Yeah.
Basketball, I do like basketball.
Yeah, me
it's
too.
just I can't keep up with it.
That's how I feel about
Every
hockey.
fucking year, there's a billion new players and a billion new like stars. Every team has a star, and you're like, okay, well,
Well, I wouldn't
don't
go
wanna,
that far.
I don't want to follow the 76ers.
I would not
Give a
go
fuck
so
about
far
the
as to
team.
say that every year there's a new star. I don't think that's true.
I'm just saying, like, since I came into it and then went out, it's like Kyrie Irving and blah 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 from Serbia, and
Right.
it's just it's a whole thing. So I can't keep up with it. It's just whatever. But yeah, football.
Well, the problem is we don't have a team anymore.
true.
If we still liked our home team, then you would just follow our team, and then you'd learn more about other teams by proxy.
Yeah, the
but our
Portland-
team is gone, and they're gonna be gone.
Blazers is so bad that it's like it doesn't exist in my mind.
Yeah, no, it's not
Like,
even
I
a
don't think
thought
about it.
anymore.
Yeah.
The only time I think about it is when I see their logo, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember
Yeah.
when we had Lillard
Yeah.
or McCollum. Now McCollum's just like a journalist.
Oh really?
Yeah, he doesn't even play anymore.
Wow.
He just
I
like
was
goes on like
unaware.
NBA like TV.
He goes on the NBA Reddit forum and he's like, "You guys don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah, it's just like him
Poor
and
guy.
Doris Burke.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, but football, even college football, I don't support any particular college. I don't care. But it's still better.
It's still better. Football
still-
it's just cool as shit.
Yeah,
And you know what? Even if I wasn't in the States, I'd probably rugby's great too.
Dude,
Rugby's
okay.
fucking sick.
I think we should go full on rugby.
Let's
in
do
this
it.
Country,
Yeah.
like it's the most brutal. It's the most like football.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you're just
it's
getting a ball
dope.
over
And
there.
you can just like kick it and shit.
Yeah,
It's dope.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like the biggest, craziest guy gets to be the
It's
star.
scary.
Yeah.
It's scary as shit.
Rip your fucking ears off.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, like that
It's cool.
fucking story pisses me off. The story. So first of all, don't domesticate animals that aren't dogs, cats, cattle.
Right.
People who have like chimpanzees. That
I mean,
story
hey.
of that one guy. So it was
You
like
can always try.
a man and a woman. They had like a chimpanzee like estuary or some shit. That's for birds. That's for birds. Sanctuary. Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Estuary. They have wings. No.
A primatarium.
A primatarium. That sounds cool as shit.
Right?
I like that.
It's got
I like that.
orangutans.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was like one of their chimp's birthdays, and the chimp was named Mo, and the husband and wife are bringing out this cake. The husband's holding the cake, and they're bringing it to Mo. The other chimps see him bringing in this cake, and they go
Whoa.
ape on this man.
They go ape.
They rip his nose off. They
Wow.
rip his foot off. They hold him in submission and eat parts of his ass off.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right.
They grab a 2x4, like a 2x6 from the
They have
enclosure,
weapons.
and start beating him with it.
I mean, that's
he's
pretty
inches
inventive.
with his life. The cops shoot them to death, and then he gets medevaced out of there. He lives, but after like 80 surgeries,
Yeah,
he's just deformed.
It's not quality of life at all.
And it's like,
Damn.
honestly, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Get a fucking Cocker Spaniel, you.
At most
you
a
know?
raccoon.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And even then, like, raccoons, like, you keep them until they're like 7 months, and then you have to let them go back out, because otherwise their
go outside,
hormones will
idiot.
make them spray raccoon milk and start attacking you.
There's a raccoon milk.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, there's raccoon shit everywhere. Yeah. Like, I just don't get, like, the tiger people.
Even
or-
ferrets, fuck you.
okay, ferrets are kind of cool.
Fuck you.
I think that's the limit. I
Get
think
a
ferrets is the
rat
limit.
or a mouse. Don't get a ferret.
Okay, well, you're just a hater on ferrets. I don't know.
No,
why you
I'm
don't
just
like
a hater on things that aren't normal.
Are normal. Like,
Get-
we just came up with these arbitrary distinctions of pets, and we're like, cats and dogs.
We
good to
decided-
go.
well-
fish, fine.
I think it's largely that they've been successful in the home.
Okay, yeah, but the
Anytime I've been
a
to
dog
someone's
will
house-
still eat your couch and your kids. You get
Depends
a pit
on
bull.
the dog.
Get a pit bull. They're fucking 3-year-olds down.
Okay, then don't get a pit bull.
well, people are dumb.
Yeah. Well,
People-
I mean,
every
I
single
think
day.
getting a ferret is just as dumb as getting a ravenous pit bull.
Wow,
Just
that's hot.
get a fucking normal dog. Get a golden retriever.
You'd
have a
prefer
cup of
guinea
coffee.
Pig? A guinea pig.
I
to
think
a
guinea
fucking
pigs are
ferret?
alright. Yeah, I'll take a guinea
What's
pig.
the difference?
Um,
A ferret's just another weasel. Okay, they're not hurting nobody.
they just seem messy.
They seem messy.
They
yeah,
seem
well,
messy.
Dogs will literally eat
Yeah.
everything. Like, they'll tear up the garbage can, and
I mean,
a small dog will fuck up a garbage can and ruin your house. You know?
I don't know, man. Ferret,
I've had some
do you
weird
know
dogs.
someone who has a ferret? Do you have a ferret? What's up with the ferret love?
I don't know. I think they're cute.
They're cute, of course. I think a lot of things are cute, but I don't want them in my house.
This is true. I do. I am one of those people though. Like, if I could have a raccoon as a pet, like if they were domesticated enough,
You can have them to a certain age group or age level.
Okay. Well, I would like to have a raccoon.
Yeah, there are people that do like raccoon homes and
Yeah.
have them as babies, but then they reach a certain maturity and their hormones take over.
Yeah. See, I have human children, and they're enough of a mess.
Jesus Christ!
know.
I would rather have a raccoon that has hormone problems than a child with hormone problems.
Right.
Because once they reach a certain age, man, they're gonna be, instead of being like, cottonwood, they're gonna be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh.
I hate you.
I hate you. Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, you already kind of deal with that at this point, but
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah. Okay, if I had another pet though, I'd go reptiles. I think reptiles are neat.
I'm okay with reptiles.
You're okay, so you're okay with reptiles, but not ferrets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you would rather have like an iguana
Yes.
than a ferret?
Yes.
I feel like an iguana is like infinitely more upkeep than a ferret would be. Like a ferret, like you just get like a fucking tiny little cage.
Well,
an
I think-
iguana, you need a refrigerator sized.
an iguana needs
terrarium.
A reptile needs technical things.
Yeah,
A
lights.
mammal needs emotional things.
Okay.
See, I could totally see why you do reptile, because you're like, okay, we'll just turn their terrarium to 76 degrees and I'll say hi every once in a few hours. Whereas a mammal's like, Austin, please, I love you. And you're like, shut up.
Yeah, they're needy little.
Yeah,
fucks.
they're needy.
Yeah,
But I'm okay with needy, because you can train them, you can walk them, they can go to the bathroom, and it's
Yeah.
fine,
I feel like at a certain size, I bet reptiles are smart enough to be like, hey, you do have emotions. You do
Yeah.
like
no
me.
reptiles totally do. I've seen owners with their reptiles, and they're very sweet. They get attached.
Yeah, I feel bad for all the bearded dragon owners. Well, not the owners, the bearded dragons that get bought by kids. I
don't like kids with animals.
like
Kids and animals
Don't get your
don't
kid a
match.
reptile. That's an awful idea.
Don't get kids animals.
Yeah.
Get animals for yourself, and then show the kids how you teach the animals, because
Yeah.
kids aren't responsible.
No.
And so how can you expect them to discipline or teach a creature if they can't even wipe their ass properly?
Yeah. See, I always
Forget it.
wanted like leopard geckos when I was a kid, or a bearded
Badass,
dragon,
yeah.
and my parents never got it for me. Rightfully so.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I didn't know how to buy all the
Yeah.
fucking lighting and shit. And then my sister begged for a dog for
Yeah.
years, and then she got a dog, And he
Yeah.
never fucking took care of it.
No, exactly. My parents, I should say not my parents, because my dad never had a dog growing up because he was a pilot. He can't fucking take care of a dog.
Yeah.
Well, my mom was like, okay, we're gonna get a dog, but she was like, Max, like she looked at me, as a 9-year-old, she's like, but you're gonna have to take care of it, okay? And I was like, okay. And then like anything wrong happened with the dog, she's like,
Yeah.
you have to be the one to the dog pooped on the rug. What are you gonna do? And I was like,
Rub it
what do
in
you
the
mean? What
carpet.
am I gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
when's dinner ready?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what?
Like, I don't care.
I don't know. What am I
Yeah.
supposed to do? So
Damn.
it's it's weird how like there's this expectation of like kids to like just know how to deal with shit like that. It's like
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
they can't even take care of themselves.
My sister was having issues anyway, so getting a dog was just like piling on. And the dog was smart and good. It was like a border collie mix, so it was already,
Yeah.
it could figure itself out. But, every day I'd let it out. I'd feed it,
So you took care of the dog.
Yeah, a lot of, me and my parents took care of the dog.
Yeah.
And my sister was like 10 and was just like, oh, I like dogs. And then she just kind of like didn't ignore it, but just didn't really.
10 is a tough age for a girl. I'd say
Yeah.
honestly, like once girls probably like hit adolescence until the rest of their lives, it's a tough time to be a girl.
Yeah, for
honestly, like being a woman is rough.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, this is a weird one. I
Yeah.
remember the night that my sister got her first period.
Oh, that is interesting.
You
Do
know,
tell.
I was
Sorry, sister.
probably just surfing the net on my phone or whatever.
Yeah.
Like on my Envy or my Sidekick or whatever.
Oh man, those phones were so cool.
They were great.
I
They're
love those phones.
peak phones.
Peak phones.
And if not, I would just like watching YouTube or something, and all of a sudden, like the bathroom light flips on, and I hear my sister crying, and my mom go to the bathroom, and I'm like, oh, this
Yeah.
is not normal. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, my mom's like, oh yeah, good for you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and I'm
You're
like,
a woman now.
oh, I think I know what's up. Okay,
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just
How much
gonna-
older is your sister than you?
No, she's younger. She's
Oh, no wonder you're still cognizant of it then.
yeah, she's like 2.5 years younger.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, similar to our age group. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I have another story. Not related to my sister, but so between my
I remember when my dog got her first period.
Oh my god.
Unrelated to my
Yeah.
sister.
No. So related to pets though.
Yeah.
So between my bedroom and that bathroom was a like linen closet, just like fucking
Of
towels and
course.
shit.
Yeah.
And we had this cat that had like this shitting problem. It was just
Oh,
like
no.
shit anywhere. Dude. And one day it must have got locked in there for 8 to 12 hours.
Oh.
We just, we were gone all day or something. We just didn't hear it. Like, it was kind of quiet. It was just, a well-behaved cat. And it was one of those cats that just kind of hid most of the day anyway. And it started screaming at like 11 p.m. And we're like, what the fuck? Like, we all get up. We're all awake. And we're like, where's the cat? And we're like, oh, open the closet. It's in there on like the top shelf.
Oh
and
my
it has
God.
shit from the top shelf all the way down to like the second to last
Yeah.
from the ground, in all of our towels, all of our like washcloths.
Yeah.
Every linen that was in there was just dookied, and we're like, oh,
You just reminded
no.
me of something horrific. I forgot about this.
Yeah.
So similar vein, cat was trapped somewhere. But okay, so I went on a trip with the family. I don't remember how long we were gone, but we flew. Like I would say it was at least 3 days.
Yeah.
I went back to my childhood room and I opened the door. It was one of those doors that's a sliding door,
Yeah.
And I opened the sliding door and Toby sprints out.
Yeah.
He had been in there for at least 3 days.
Oh no.
At least 3 days.
That's awful.
I almost killed my cat
Yeah.
as a 10-year-old.
Damn.
Because in the morning, I just like grabbed my bag and closed
Yeah.
the door. I didn't know he was in there.
Yeah.
That's,
Damn.
dude, I miss Toby. He was such a good cat.
That was a good kitty. I only met him 2 or 3 times. but
He was the best boy.
He was the most rickety ass 28-year-old fucking cat.
You
I've
met
ever
him at his twilight time, but
Yeah.
he was always. If you talk to Oscar about it or someone, he was like the most affectionate,
Yeah.
very affectionate. He was like a dog like that.
Mhm.
Like he would like slobber and like drool on you and like
Yeah.
knead on you and
Yeah. I only had a couple cats growing up I didn't really have any growing up like that. I had one when I was in my 20s, but most of the cats I had growing up were assholes. They were just straight up like the cats that like knock coffee mugs off the counter and like
I kind of
don't
like
know.
those.
They don't like you. They don't spend time in
I
that
kind of
house.
like those cats because they're just like they're in their own world.
Yeah.
The only kind of cat that I don't like is the one that plays hard to get and meows a lot.
Yeah.
The one where you're like, hey, buddy. And he's like, and you're like, okay, I'm coming to pet you. And they're like, and they just
Yeah.
like keep like eluding you. And it's like, either let me pet you or stop meowing.
Yeah.
You can elude
Yeah,
me,
shut the
but
fuck
don't do
up.
both.
I had 2 cats at one point in my like tiny apartment, and they would like do the thing where they'd take a dump at 3 a.m. and then both run just full speed around the apartment.
Because they're lighter now. They're
Yeah.
trying out their new build.
Yeah. They're like, I'm going for a rogue this time.
Yeah, I'm going.
And they just fucking sprint.
I think I'm going to do slice and dice this time
Yeah.
for the haste.
Yeah. But God, that was so gross. And like, I had a self-scooping litter box that I paid a lot of money for, but they would just fling it everywhere. Like one of the cats was just like a turd flicker.
Yeah.
And he would just like it'd be on the wall.
Turd Flicker is a great name, by the
right?
way.
Should have just renamed the damn cat.
The
'cause-
hash slinging slasher.
Yeah.
The
dude,
turd
that was-
flinger.
That was gnarly. So
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can end on that note. It is 53 minutes in.
Turd flicking.
We can
days.
end on the turd flicking the times. That was good. Episode 7.5.